From the Queensway in London, England, welcome everybody for Week 9 SFL action presented by APM Music. Today's matchup features a rematch from Week 2 as the London Knights play host to the Denver Nightwings. Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening here in London. I am Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator today. Alongside me in the booth is Ramos Lynn, and with us in the stats truck is Charles Doherty. How you doing today, Ramos?
I'm doing really good. Well, I have two teams right now. Denver 7-0, as we already know. They are undefeated. They are the team to beat this year. And we have London. It right now is about 10 at the night here in London, which is something that Denver could struggle with, going all the way from Denver, Colorado, across the pond, across the lake, going to London to face the Knights. Denver already beat London. However, it was in their hometown. Now they have to go and beat Europe's team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's only the second matchup between these two teams. They first met in Week 2. In that game, London had tied it 38-38 as time expired with an 87-yard touchdown pass to Donnie Hands, only to lose it in overtime to a Denver field goal. So, London, they really dominated the game in yards, time of possession. I'm sure they feel like they should have come away with the victory. I think we might be in store for a shootout. What are you expecting from both of these teams?
Well, expect Denver to do what Denver does, and that's run the football with Jared McChesney. He's still a candidate for league MVP, and I just think Denver will rely on the running back. As far as London goes, they just have to seal the edges, prevent Jared McChesney from going outside, and they need to put some pressure on the QB. I think that if London can put some pressure on the quarterback, force second and longs and third and longs, I think that London could have a good shot to win this game, just like they did last time when they had a good shot to beat a Denver team that looks unstoppable.
All right, let's get down to the field. Kickoff is underway, taken back at the goal line, being returned up to the 25, where we will see the London offense take the field to get things started here tonight, led by quarterback Rob Roby. 1,874 yards on the season so far, 14 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. Other key players on this London offense, halfback Reggie Streeter and wide receivers Ken McCarro, Donnie Hands, and James Hands. So we have a first and 10 from the 25. I formation, Roby back to pass. Has time, fires an out route to the right-hand side, caught by James Hands. Nice gain on that play up to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, and that's a good play by London. It's a short throw. It's hard to throw the ball deep against Denver because, number one, they have very good corners, very good safeties, and number two, they have a really good pass rush. So they can really get to you if you do not get rid of the ball in about 3 seconds. So that's something that Roby we need to check on. That's those pass rushers and throw the ball quickly.
Full house type formation here on first down and 10. Roby will throw again, checks it down to Streeter in the backfield, has room to run, gains 5 up to the 49-yard line, will bring up a second down and 4.
Yeah, and it's good for London to start developing this passing attack and putting the ball in his playmaker's hands. Right now, 2 quick short throws. Normally you script the first about 5 to 10 plays of the game, and you try to put your quarterback in some confidence and some rhythm.
3 receiver split back set will be our first handoff of the night, and no gain on that play will bring up a third down and 4. Let's take a look at some of the key players here on this undefeated Denver Nightwing defense. Defensive tackle Bailey Baca at 6'2", 323 pounds, makes up most of the defensive line all by himself. Mike Sawchuk is the inside linebacker. At cornerback, we have Matthew Lee and B.J. Armstrong, and the safeties are Nicholas Warner and Marty McCree. Roby in the gun here on third down and 4. Throwing deep down the field, and that one is caught all the way down to the 21-yard line. Beautiful catch by Ken McCarro.
Yeah, great catch and a beautiful throw, beautiful touch on that one by Rob Roby, the former San Francisco Shark quarterback who put this on the money. And no rush here for Denver, so London did a great job up front to give the quarterback some time.
Ken McCarro, a receiver for these Denver Nightwings last season, coming over in free agency. Run to Streeter again, no gain, his second of the day, going nowhere, brings up a second down and 10.
And it's hard to run the ball, up the gut against this defense because of Bailey Baca. The first play that they ran, the first rushing play that they ran, rather, he was completely destroyed by Bailey Baca. He didn't make the tackle, but he did push the offensive line and put the center on his back, so that's something that they need to take care of. London does.
Roby back to throw, checks it down to Streeter in the backfield again. Couldn't get a block that time. He saw number 67 desperately running out there to try to get that block, but he a little slow, it looked like.
Yeah, a little sluggish to run, and I don't know if it's the lack of, altitude as opposed to Denver. I'm not sure, but he didn't get on time, and now it's 3rd and 10, and this is where Bailey Baca can really put the pressure and make a 4th down.
Roby alone in the backfield, 5-receiver set, has all day, throws it complete. Oh, and he just gets past the line of scrimmage. Excuse me, the line to gain. Langley with the catch and another London 1st down.
Yeah, that's a great play. That could be a huge play in this game because against Denver, you cannot trade field goals. Because Denver's going to put the touchdown. So I think that London really needed to move the chains to keep their touchdown hopes alive.
Yeah, both of these teams scoring almost 40 points apiece in week 2 before Denver finally got the game-winning field goal. Roby checks it down to Streeter again, trucking through the defender and into, no, he stepped out. Whew, I thought he made it in, Ramos, when he stepped out right at the 5.
For 1 second I did too. I think that I thought that he was going to just reach the pylon and get the touchdown, but nevertheless, it's a 5-yard gain. It's a pretty good play for London, and I think that you need to give the ball to him again here on 2nd down. I will give it to him on this play right to the left side of the field, to the near side.
Offset I formation. Roby will throw, checks it down again, and into the end zone is the fullback for a receiving touchdown. London's on the board first.
Yeah, that's a great play, and that's a great call, a great read by Roby. Now he's a sophomore quarterback in this league, and Denver just got him outnumbered, and London had nobody on the near side to prevent that play from happening. As you can see, that's a clear path to the end zone, as the defender cannot get fast enough.
Fuller Bacchus with the reception and the touchdown, getting London on the board first. Extra point try forthcoming. Nate Odell on for the conversion kick. Good snap, kick is up and through, and London, just like that, is up 7-0 with 7:04 to go here in the 1st quarter. The SFL is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library and Custom Music House, and is brought to you in part by Extraordinary Everest, heartfelt messages on the most extraordinary place on earth. Bet Central and Fuel, transforming SFL media in 2019. Harry's, all you need for a close, comfortable shave. This kick taken back at the 10, and running up the right-hand side of the field is the return man, Steven Vega. Gets all the way up to the 35. Decent return will give Denver good starting field position to get things going here tonight, led by quarterback Josh Miller, having a great season. This is his 3rd season in the league, all of which have been with this franchise. Nearly 1,500 yards on the season, 9 touchdowns. He has thrown 11 picks, though. Offset I formation here on 1st and 10. Miller will throw, pump fake, throws, ooh, dangerous pass, nearly picked off, bounced off the hands of Hayapo Kinloa, the tight end. 4th overall pick in this past offseason's draft. Yeah,
Kinloa is a receiving tight end. He knows how to block pretty well, but he's more of a receiving tight end. And he has had quite the success here with Denver in his 1st season. Great protection up front by Denver on their offensive line. They gave Miller enough time to throw the ball, but unfortunately for them, it was incomplete.
Miller under center here on 2nd down and 10. Will hand the ball off to Jared McChesney, running his way up the middle for a gain of 2. And let's take a look at the rest of the key players, although I think we've already covered most of them here on the Denver Nightwing offense. We mentioned quarterback Josh Miller and halfback Jared McChesney. As you mentioned, Ramos, McChesney having a fantastic season, over 1,100 yards, averaging 5.6 per carry and 11 touchdowns. Wide receivers Giacomo Jones and Logan Keel, and we mentioned rookie Hayapo Kinloa at tight end. Empty backfield, Miller under pressure, and he goes down for the sack. William Davidson with his 4th and a half sack on the season.
Yeah, Davidson had a really good year last year. This year he's been a little bit more quiet. but I have to think that it's because more players, or sorry, more teams put 2 players on him, doing a double team. But right there on 3rd down, he gets the sack. It's the first sack of the game, and it goes to London. So that's a very good start for the Knights. Get a touchdown on the first drive and then stop to start the defensive game.
Punt taken back at the 37-yard line, where London will get another crack at it here on offense. London already up 7, looking to extend this lead. You know, the game that these two teams played back in week 2 was just an incredible game to watch. You know, watching it come down to the last second. You know, it looked like for sure London was going to lose. You know, out of timeouts, all the way back at their own goal line, then throwing an 87-yard touchdown pass to tie it up as time expires. You know, but then only to lose that in overtime had to be absolutely heartbreaking for the Knights. Roby, short pass over the middle, complete to James Hands. Nice gain of 7 on that play. 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, especially if that could have meant, you know, it's instead of London being over 500 and Denver with a loss, it's at 6-1, with the opportunity to get the sweep here. You know, they were unable to win that game. Sorry, but now they can take revenge, and they are starting off the right foot.
Streeter takes the handoff, running up the middle, getting some yards that time. Gets enough for a 1st down up to the 48. And, you know, Streeter's been, I mean, he's only had a few carries so far, but, you know, somewhat struggling. But, you know, not on the season. Last week he had 30 carries for over 200 yards and a touchdown, including a 53-yard long. Gave him an average of 6.8 per carry. He's quickly approaching 1,000 on the season. He'll probably get it here tonight. But so far, slow start for him. Out route to the left-hand side, caught by James Hands for another London 1st down, all the way down to the Denver 35-yard line.
And again, that play is done because, and that play is successful because of the offensive line, giving Rob Roby enough time to throw the ball. As you can see, clean pocket on that. There's about 2 players guarding Baca, and the pass goes to the outside. Great, beautiful throw and a great catch to pick up another 1st down, and now they are again very close to field goal range.
It's 1st down and 10 for the Knights from the 35-yard line. James Hands been targeted often so far today. Streeter with the handoff here, running up the middle, trucking through some defenders and getting a nice gain of 6.
Yeah, just pushing the pile. This is what Reggie Streeter is. You know, he's a quick back, but he's like a more powerful back. You know, he's really big, and you know, you can put him between the tackles and gain those tough yards.
It's actually now only 26 yards away from 1,000 on the season. Rob Roby under center here on 2nd down and 4. Will hand the ball off to Streeter again. Hitting the backfield, but breaks the 1st tackle. Can't get through the 2nd defender as he is wrapped up and brought down by Mike Sawchuk at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that was what I'm mentioning. You know, another back probably eludes that tackle by speed, but he couldn't do it. Still, he was able to truck away from it. And good blocking up on the outside, on the near side. However, a good pursuit by the Denver defense on shutting that down for just about a 3-yard gain.
3rd down run by Streeter is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Will bring a 4th down and 1, and the London Knights will have to kick a field goal. This one will be from about 43 yards away. And looks like looks like Roby's still out on the field.
I will snap it, actually.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you already have a touchdown lead. May as well see what you can get out of this one. And it looks like they are going to burn a timeout, and they're just trying to see if they could get Denver to jump. But, you know, an undefeated defense here is not going to fall for things like that, I think, Ramos.
Yeah, great discipline by the Denver defense, and you know, I would have snapped it because you know, when you're going against an undefeated team, you have to take advantage of whatever you want when you have the momentum of the game. Yes, I know that if you get stopped, the momentum turns it to Denver's side, but at this juncture of the season, you have to take some risks. So I think that with 4th and 1 with a running back of the caliber of Regis Reader, I think that you should have gone for this one. You know, still, if you can kick the field goal, it will be a 10-point lead, so not the end of the world.
42-yard try. Kick is away, and it is no good. Went wide left of the uprights.
That's exactly why, you know, I think that, you know, not a knock on the kicker, but I think that I trust Regis Reader more than I trust, you know, a guy that, you know, is not getting paid the big bucks to put the points on the board. So, you know, it's a tough break, and Denver retakes possession with just a 1-score deficit.
And the Nightwings defense bent but didn't break. Get another shot at this one. It looked like London was going to be going up by 2 scores. It was not to be. Miller back to throw here on first down. Wobbly pass, and it's picked off. And just like that, the London defense is able to save the day for their team and get a well-timed pick. Jeff Malinishin with his 4th interception on the season, Ramos.
Yeah, and, you know, you could put Jeff Malinishin this season probably in the Pro Bowl or even as an all-SFL team in 2 possessions. As a defensive back and as a returner, he's one of the best returners in the league as well. And that pass was completely just overthrown and a really poor throw by the quarterback, Josh Miller, on that. And London, just like that, retakes the ball with even better field position.
Yeah, well, crisis averted on that missed field goal, huh? So, Roby in the gun.
Corner route here.
Yeah.
Look for the corner route here on the far side. I think that he will like to go for the kill.
He's going deep into the end zone, going for it all right there. James Hands with his 5th touchdown on the season, and London doubles their score just like that.
Yeah, it was not a corner route, but, you know, it's something that, you know, coaches teaches you. Is just whenever you get a turnover, just go for the dagger, go for the deep throw. Try to do the quick killing, and they do it right there. And a great throw by the quarterback, Rob Roby, puts it right on target, and a big score for the Knights to put this 13-0.
Extra point try will be coming here momentarily, and London looks like they will be extending their lead 14-0, and low snap, but he gets it down. Kick is up and through. Didn't miss that one. 14-0 here in the first quarter, and this could be a little bit dangerous for the Denver Nightwings. You know, last week they did win, but it was a very low-scoring game against Houston. They only were able to put up 9 points in their 9-7 victory, and you know, now they're down 14 to get things started here.
Yes, you know, what Denver has going for them is that they have a really, really, really good offense. They were unable to score many points last week, as you were saying, but at the end of the day, I mean, they still have Jared McChesney, they still have Giacomo Jones, Logan Keel, and Lohan, those guys, so they can put points on the board.
Kick return brought back to the 33-yard line. Steven Vega on the return, and the Nightwings offense will need to respond here. You know, it's obviously still a lot of time left in this ball game, but you know, you don't want to fall down behind too big too soon and have to try to mount a big comeback. 4 receiver set here on first down. Miller comes right out of the gate firing. That one complete for a short gain of 3 to Kinloa.
And that was Josh Miller's first completion of the ball game, actually. He tried 2 passes prior to this one, and one got intercepted, the other one got incomplete and almost picked up, and another attempt to Kinloa. So that's his first completion of the game for just a gain of about 3 yards.
Miller firing deep down the field into coverage, and that one is also picked off. Tipped a few times, but then finally brought in. Intercepted by Evan Arthur. And, man, London has the ball back again.
Wow. And it just seems that the Knights defense is confusing Josh Miller. It's just like he's throwing the ball into double coverage. He's overthrowing the ball. I mean, I'm not sure if the wide receivers are confusing some routes because, you know, the previous interception was not even close, and this one wasn't about double coverage. So London gets the ball again in Denver field territory. I would run the ball here and just take possession of the clock.
Roby has time. Ooh, that one almost picked off too. He tried a very low trajectory pass there and was well defended by Osiris Pelican. Couldn't quite haul it in though.
Yeah, that's a great play by the defensive back. Just putting his hands up, almost making the interception, but he forced the incompletion, which is good enough in that situation.
Second down and 10 for the Knights. It's been all London so far here tonight. Streeter hitting the backfield, can't quite break away, is somehow able to gain 2. Brings up a 3rd down and 8 from the Denver 42-yard line.
Yeah, and Denver needs to make this stop. I mean, if they can stop it on 4th down, London will have to punt because they are not quite yet in field goal range, not even if they can maximum projection. So Denver needs to stop here. Just need to go deep and just keep everything in front of them.
Roby back to pass, stepping up in the pocket with pressure coming, firing. Again, complete to this time Donnie Hands, getting the other hands involved. And so far, it doesn't really seem like London can do anything wrong except for that one missed field goal.
Again, big kudos to the offensive line with good protection and Roby just stepping up in the pocket, going to his left where he was going to throw the ball to Hands and delivers a perfect strike for yet another 1st down. Roby quickly approaching 150 yards here in the first half. In the first quarter, actually.
Two receivers to the bottom of your screen, I formation. Roby back to throw, firing over the middle of the field again. And just like that, Ken Maccaro with another reception, kind of maybe sticking it to the Denver Nightwings a little bit, who let him go in free agency. What do you think?
Yeah, and you know, wide open. Ken Maccaro goes a post route behind the linebacker zone, and that seemed to be a cover 2. So the middle of the field wide open for a big completion for Maccaro, who puts the ball in the red zone, and the Knights are just about 8 yards away from scoring again. Look through that slant.
The receiver set. Ball is handed off to Streeter. Doesn't gain much. It'll be a 2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line.
I would not be surprised if London, after this play here, because they need to run another play, they try to throw the ball again to the linebacker area, like a slant route or like an in route to the linebacker zone, because that's what seems to be working. In this case, I will go to the far side. I think they got the numbers on the far side.
Streeter takes a handoff, hit right at the line of scrimmage by Mike Sawchuk. Brought down for a very short gain, 3rd down and goal as we tick away the final seconds here in the first quarter. That will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Your score after 1, London 14, Denver 0. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. I'm Mike Dykes, your play-by-play commentator tonight, joined along in the booth with Ramos Lynn, Charles Doherty in the stat truck, out route left-hand side at the top of your screen. James Hands catches it, walks in untouched for the 3rd London touchdown of the evening, and this one is quickly becoming a shootout.
Yeah, it's really quickly going out of hand. I mean, again, Denver still has the horses to compete and mount a comeback, but it's going to be tough here on the road against London. And as I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast, there's one thing to win in your home turf, and there's another completely different thing to go across the pond to beat a London team. And they have completely dominated this game. Jerry McChesney has 1 yard and 2 carries. Josh Miller has 1 completion. He has 2 picks. So this has been really, really tough for Denver here in London.
Yeah, very lopsided game so far. Interested to see if Denver's able to come back in this one. I mean, this team's they really rely a lot on Jared McChesney and, controlling
Yes.
the clock. And, you look at the stats from last week. Miller was 16 of 27, only 118 yards and 3 picks, and still was able to eke out the win over Houston, even though his stat line really not that good. Only 59% completion percentage. He's already got 2 picks tonight. McChesney actually carried the ball 37 times for 170 yards. So it was all McChesney for most of the game in Houston. In fact, Giacomo Jones was their leading receiver with only 5 catches for 58 yards. So it's not exactly a formula for putting up points in a hurry and making big chunk plays. It's more of a, get out to an early lead and control the clock with McChesney. And if that was the game plan tonight, Ramos, that has to be shredded. And, they had to come up with something new. So Miller in the gun on first down, looking to throw, fires directly into the hands of Slim Shady. Ramos, what is going on?
I mean, I think it's just the fact that London is confusing Josh Miller with a different fronts. I mean, it's a 3-man front here, and they drop their linebacker into deep coverage. It's just not to cover a short zone. I mean, it's just to cover the entire flat, and the ball is directly going through him. And I think this is just terrific scouting plan by London and just putting the pieces together to build an incredible first 12 minutes of this ball game.
Power I formation. Streeter taking the handoff, running through the line of scrimmage, and gains a nice 7-yard carry there, averaging only 2.5 per carry. But like we were talking about earlier, that's not how it's been so far. And I would imagine with a 21-point lead early in the second quarter, we are just going to see at this point a heavy dose of Reggie Streeter for much of this ball game going forward.
I mean, it's not just to control the clock, it's just to tire this Denver defense and just to keep them honest.
Streeter runs up the middle and gains a first down up to the 22-yard line. Gain of about 5 on that one, and Streeter is inching closer and closer to hitting that 1,000-yard mark on the season.
Yeah, and it's just going to be give the ball to him, feed him again. I think they should run the ball again to straighten up the gut and just trying to plunge this Denver defense. I mean, they're going on nickel defense. They have 2 backs, so this is a perfect play call to run the ball.
Streeter takes a handoff, running up the middle, and he gets 8, and that will actually put him at 1,000 on the dot for the season. So Reggie Streeter now with 1,000 yards. Congratulations for hitting that milestone.
Yeah, congratulations to him, and we will see him going more than probably 1,100 yards if we go at this pace here in this game.
Second down and 2 inside the red zone. Streeter takes a handoff, running off tackle to the left, breaks a tackle, and oh man, almost went all the way into the end zone. Tackled short at the 2, but it's first down and goal from the 2-yard line, and London is...
Hopefully we can get the replay. Yes, we will. This is perfect play call, and this is perfect scouting. There's nobody on Denver on the far side, so they pulled the guard, number 51, and they put the fullback also on the outside. All Reggie Streeter has to do is to either A, outrun a defender or break a tackle. He did break the tackle, and he was very close from breaking a second one to the answer.
First down and goal.
They should throw it here to the fullback, just a similar play that they did on the first touchdown, now to the near side. They have the numbers. That
bottom portion of your screen wide open, but Streeter takes a handoff, running off tackle to the right, and runs into the end zone untouched. This one is an absolute blowout, and we are not even a third of the way through this game.
Yeah, it's really, really impressive, and I think that London has done an incredible job at scouting and game planning for this game. They know exactly what the Denver defense and Denver offense on the other side is going to do, and they're just winning every single batter up front. Wide receivers are beating the corners, and I think this is the best we've seen London in their history, I might say. I mean, going against an undefeated team like Denver after they got beat earlier in the season, I mean, this is the best I've seen London in their short history.
Yeah, I've seen many a London game, and never have I seen them out 28-0. What are we? Math is hard, Ramos. What are we, 15 minutes into the game so far in game time?
It's just about 14. No, not even 14. I cannot math today, but it's about 13 minutes, 8 seconds. and London has 28 points. Needless to say, Denver needs to score a touchdown here in this drive desperately.
For sure. The SFL's brought to you in part by Matt Doyle Designs, the official design partner of the SFL. MediaTek Institute. Go to mediatek.edu for diploma programs. Turn your passion into your profession, and MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear for men and women. And Ramos, I'm going to go ahead right now and introduce the key players here on the London defense. We've already seen a few of them, but I haven't been able to actually run through the list yet, as Denver hasn't been on the field all that often on offense. We've seen defensive tackle William Davidson, outside linebackers Blake Craze and Slyn Shady, who had the pick earlier. Cornerbacks Evan Arthur, who had a pick, Dean Maddox, and safeties Jeff Malinishin, who had a pick, and free safety Nathan Blake, who is quickly approaching or has already become the leading interceptor on the London Knights defense in their entire franchise history.
Congrats to him. As we were looking at the numbers, sorry for cutting you out, looking at the numbers, Josh Miller, only 9 yards, as opposed to Rob Robbie's 160. And that's basically the dominance of the London team in this game. Look at that.
And handoff to McChesney, tackled for a big loss. 3rd down and 6. And, it's just, it seems like London has, London has everything figured out here that Denver is trying to do on offense and defense.
Yep.
Empty backfield for the Nightwings here on 3rd down and 6. Miller in the gun, 4 receivers set, 3 to the bottom of your screen. Firing deep over the middle, and that one bounces off the hands of Kinloa again, his 2nd drop of the day.
Wow, and that's just Kinloa not able to make the catch. He's the big guy with the safe hands. He goes up, that's a good throw, and he just needs to bring down that ball and just, it's just the lack of momentum is just being down 28-0, the nerves, and nothing is going right for them.
Punt forthcoming here for the Nightwings, and they added Kinloa in the draft, picking him with the 4th overall pick. I was personally surprised to see a tight end get drafted that high, but when you do, I think you're definitely... Look at this. Ooh. Look at this. Malinishin all the way up to the 46-yard line. A couple of spins there, but when you draft a tight end with the 4th overall pick, you're really expecting some big production out of him. He's a little under 400 yards on the season. He might pass that today. Does have 1 touchdown, but do you think the Nightwings were looking to get a little bit more out of him, especially here tonight?
Well, especially here tonight, yes. I mean, when you throw the ball to him, he cannot make the catch. I mean, you expect more out of him. I think that he's been a key component of the run game, so I cannot go too harsh on him, especially on the run game. Get stopped right there.
Streeter tackled for a loss on that play, 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, and I think that, going back to the tight end Kinloa, I think he has been a key component of the run game of Jared McChesney, so I cannot go too hard on him. That doesn't go in the stats. But when you look at film, you can see, the big tight end, blocking down the field, blocking the defensive ends, blocking the linebackers to spring the running back free. So I think he's a good player. It's just the fact that, here in this game, he's been unable to make the plays.
Roby with another pass completed to James Hands. He's been quite the popular target so far today. Already 2 touchdowns, about 80 yards on 6 catches.
3rd and 7 from your Knights 50-yard line.
3rd down and 7, empty backfield, 4 receivers set. Roby fires an out route, 2 hands at the top of the screen. It will be short, and it looks like London will actually have to punt on this drive. I don't even know if we've seen the London punter yet.
Yep.
Phil Hunter,
we
the punter.
did see a missed field goal early in the game by London. So this is the first time we see the punter actually enter the game.
Punt is away, looking to pin Denver back deep, as that one will bounce down to the 4, the 3, the 2, 1, and it is down. Wow, at the goal line. I don't think I've ever seen one closer than that. Holy cow.
Now, two things can happen, okay? Denver's Jared McChesney can go for 100 yards again, or London will prove that everything is going right for them and they will get a safety here. Nothing in between.
Well, McChesney on the day, 2 rushing attempts for -1 yard. So let's see what he can get going here as he takes this handoff, running up the middle, and McChesney looking to break it. Oh, that would have been great to relive that one, but nice gain on that play. Gives them some breathing room. First down and 10 from the 13.
Yeah, good play by McChesney right there. Good job by the offensive line. He breaks 2 tackles and almost breaks a third one. But a good job by the defense to stopping him before he goes the distance.
It's a little bit of breathing room now. And, you know, for everybody in the chat that might think that this game is already over, you know, let's not forget that London was able to put up 28 points in 1.5 quarters, and we still have 2.5 quarters to go. So it's not impossible for a comeback, especially with runs like this one as McChesney bursts through the line and gets all the way down to the 39. And just like that, back-to-back good runs by the Denver offense, and now they might have something going.
Yeah, and Denver cannot panic right now completely. I know that 28-0 is a really, really big score to come back, but you know they still have, as you say, about 3 full quarters or 2.5 quarters to go. So you don't have to actually panic. It's just give the ball to the best player's hands, and you know your best player this year has been Jerry McChesney. So just keep feeding them. You know has been your recipe of success for the first 7 weeks of the season, 7 games rather.
That last play was our ever scroll block of the games. We saw McChesney go for a big one. Miller throwing deep downfield, and there you go. Now he's got Logan Keel wide open, and he's going to go into the end zone for a Denver touchdown, and now Denver's finally on the board.
3 plays, 100 yards on this drive, or 99.9 yards, if you want to look at it that way. So that's a great statement drive for Denver, which, again, you know, 3 scores, it's not the end of the world. You know, yesterday, Alaska was winning 24-3 against Mexico City. You know, we did fall short at the end of the game. However, you know, it was about 50 yards away from pulling the comeback. So it's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible, especially when you're the best team in the league.
You know, and also let's keep in mind, I mean, it's still 5 minutes to go here in the first half, but Denver did kick to start the game. So they will get the ball back at the start of the third quarter. So, you know,
that's a good point.
The defense can hold here for the Night Wings, and Denver's able to put together another nice drive like this one. They can get back down the field, get another touchdown on the board. Theoretically, it'd be 28-14, and then they'd immediately get the ball back again. And if they have 3 good drives, 3 good possessions in a row, we could be looking at a 1-score ball game. So, you know, maybe foreshadowing a little bit too much, but it could happen. That's all I'm saying. It could happen. We'll see.
Right.
It would certainly make for a fantastic comeback story. Kickoff away here, taken back at the 2. Malinishin returning it up the middle, sidesteps a couple of defenders and gets London some decent starting field position all the way up at their own 28-yard line. 5 minutes, 7 seconds to go here in the first half. Rob Roby so far on the day, 14 of 15. He's only missed on 1 throw, 173 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's been a very impressive outing for him. The biggest beneficiary, James Hands, 7 receptions on 7 targets, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. Streeter still looking to get things going here. He's got 47 yards, looking to add to that total now, running off to the left-hand side, hit at the line. Denver defense starting off good so far on this drive.
Yes, and you know they need to make the stop here. They need to force a 3-and-out to get the ball back with still some time left to put a good drive. Even if they in the next drive they don't get touched, and even if they get a field goal, as you say, you know, they get the ball back so they can make it a 2-possession lead to start the third quarter if that falls into place.
Ball is handed off to Streeter, running up the middle, gains 5, 3rd down and 5 on this one. And, you know, 3rd down and 5 is always kind of an awkward sort of yardage. It's not really a good running situation, but it's not one where you have to force a pass. So, big decision here for the offense and the defense. Well, I guess the decision was made, huh? It's going to be a pass, and unless we see Roby take off with it. Roby firing over the middle into coverage, tipped away, and the Denver defense does what they needed to do. Marty McCree with that pass defense.
Yeah, great stop by the Denver defense on that. There was nothing but wide receivers and tight ends on that formation, so it was a clear pass, and just Denver needed to hold and needed to cover as much as possible. So they did, and they will get the ball back with about just under 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
So the punt is away. Vaga back at his own 29-yard line. Sidesteps the first defender, running up the right-hand sideline at the top of the screen, breaking away past midfield down to the 40. This might be even better, and it looks like it's going to be as he goes into the end zone for a touchdown. And look out, folks. We might have a comeback in the works.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, it's just one big play on offense, one big play on defense, or in this case, one big play on special teams can really turn the fortunes of the entire ball game as he outruns and overpowers the entire special teams on the London Knights to get to the paint and get a score, 28-14. And now it's even better, Mike, that we even thought it could be for Denver, because if they get yet another stop here, they will get the ball back with some good field position probably, and with some time on the clock to score again before the halftime arrives.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, then, there's a chance we could actually see it tied up shortly in the beginning of the third quarter. That would be incredible. Extra point is up and good, 28-14, and it's kind of crazy. Ramos, remember a minute and a half of game time ago when it was 28-0? A minute and a half. That's it.
Yeah. And now it's 28-14 in Denver, again with the momentum, with that they will get their defense on with motivation that you can get a stop, you can give us the ball back, we can score again and make it a one possession game.
So hopefully nobody that was watching the game got discouraged by the 28-0 score and left, because that would be a shame. As Malinishin looks like he wants to try to show him that he can return kicks too. Gets that one up to the 37. I thought he might break it and spoil all the fun we were trying to have there.
Yeah, he's, Malinishin is a guy, he's not the fastest player on the field, but he is just difficult to tackle and he's so quick, and that's what makes him a really, really great return.
Looks like a running formation here for London as they hand it off to Streeter. He's hitting the backfield, breaks a couple of tackles, but he's able to gain 2. I thought that one might be going for a loss, so not a bad job by Streeter to break out of those clutches.
Yeah, not at all. That's a good effort by Streeter to make it a positive yardage. So now Roby, who is under center again, will probably, I think that London needs to run the ball a little bit more and try to control the pace of this game one more time.
3 receiver set here. Roby will throw. Fires to a wide open Donnie Hands over the middle. Bring up a third and a much more easily manageable 2.
3rd and 2, you are in a position where you can either run the ball with Streeter or you can throw it short just like they did on this time around. So there's a lot of things you can do. If I was London, I will throw the ball to the far side of the field again.
Roby has time, fires over the middle. That one's complete. Ken Maccaro with another catch. 1st down and 10 in Denver territory.
Yeah, that's a really good conversion. London needed that to regain some momentum of this game and some confidence. Now they will have the ball very close to midfield, and actually past midfield, my bad, the 46-yard line, and they will go in shotgun, which really surprises me. I think they could have ran the football here on 1st down.
Roby in the gun, 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Roby again with all sorts of time, firing deep over the middle, and there we go. There's a Denver interception. Beautiful job by the Denver defense. Nicholas Warner with the pick.
And that's why I was saying, run the ball here on 1st down, because you don't want that. You don't want an interception. and even for more momentum to go to Denver's side. Nicholas Warner plays that center fielder perfectly and puts Denver in a pretty decent field position at the 38.
You know, and Nicholas Warner's not a guy that you want to pick on because not only was he playing it perfectly there, he's been playing it perfectly all season. That was his 9th interception on the season. Not only does he lead in interceptions for strong safeties, but he leads for interceptions on all defensive backs. Look at McChesney there. But yeah, Warner leads interceptions across the board for everybody. He's got the most on the season, added another one there. Now McChesney just runs it for a 10-yard gain and a first down, and look out, here we go.
Yeah, he's really starting to pick up some rhythm and some pace here. Jerry McChesney is some confidence after, punt return for a touchdown and a really good drive on the previous drive. So, with 1:31, still plenty of time to score again.
McChesney running off tackle to the left, gains 6, 2nd down and 4 as we tick down, minute 24 to go here in the first half.
And I don't think there's really that much need to hurry up, at least not for the next 20 seconds. I think that you can still huddle up a little bit because you have 3 timeouts.
Right. I think maybe, I bet you anything, unless it's an incomplete pass, we'll see a timeout here. McChesney catches this one out of the backfield. Just shy of a first down. Yeah, didn't quite make it. That might cost him. So we tick down under a minute. They're going to try to get this first down and then probably call a timeout, regroup. Miller will throw. Fires over the middle, right in between 2 defenders, and dropped. Incomplete pass by Logan Keel.
Yeah, rare drop right there by Logan Keel. He's a very short-handed receiver on the on the center part of the field. Now with 4th and inches, honestly, I will punt this one away just because they will go for it, but I don't think they want to give London potentially good field position with just 50 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, we'll see. Momentum on their side. They do snap it, and McChesney is hit in the backfield, and he does get across. He makes it.
Wow.
Oh, I thought he was going down. I literally saw him falling, and he somehow stayed on his feet.
Yeah, and now let's see if they're not stuck in a run formation here, Mike.
There we go.
They call a timeout.
Call a timeout on that one. Yeah, it's good because that was not a good set to be no huddling out of with 35 seconds to go. So they burn their first timeout. They'll regroup 40 yards away from the end zone.
Yeah. Now, there's something to consider here, Mike. They have Kramer Jackson, who is probably the best kicker in the SFL this season, alongside Cole Varner and Disco Fudd. So, if they can get to about the 35-yard line, they are going to be in his range.
Chesney running along the top of your screen, gains about 4. Tackled on the play by Slyn Shady. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6, and now I think Miller will have to take to the skies on this one.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 6 here, the ball at 37, and it's a decision time whether you play it safe, just get to about 2 or 3 yards to put the ball in field goal range, or if you try to get the first down by throw, and it seems that the latter one is the option here for Denver.
4
if they
receivers,
don't throw like an out route or something.
Yeah, 4 receivers and a tight end in the formation. Out route complete and just shy again of the formation. Giacomo Jones with his 2nd reception on the day.
Let's see if this is not reviewed by the booth.
Yeah.
That seemed very, very close.
I thought he was past his step. Yeah.
Me too. Great pursuit by the defender on making the tackle. I also think he was past the sticks, but it seems that the booth is not gonna review this one.
Yeah, 47-yard try forthcoming here by Kramer Jackman.
And I said Jackson, I didn't mean Jackman. I don't know why I said Jackson.
Good snap, kick is up from the left hash, and it is through, and Denver cuts into this lead a little bit more. Still a 2-touchdown game, but 2 touchdowns now will give them the lead instead of just the tie.
Yeah, and a field goal is a good play here. It's not a bad thing. You got the ball with just about 2 minutes. You were able to move the ball down the field and get some points out of that. You still keep that streak going of points. Now it's 17 points in a row, and again, as you said, Mike, they will get the ball to start the second half. So the more points that you can get before the half, whilst you have these momentum, the better.
Kickoff taken by Malinishin back at the goal line. Jackman with a powerful leg. He's been booting him back there all day long. Brings it up to the 26, and with 17 seconds to go, what do you think? Just going to hand it off to Streeter, see what happens, or are you going to take it to the skies again?
Last week it was Kramer Jackman who won the game for Denver. The Denver Nightwings won 9-7 to preserve their undefeated season. And it was Kramer Jackman with a 51-yarder as time expired to win the ball game for them.
Rob Roby will throw, checks it down to Streeter. Hit after only a gain of 1, and nobody will call a timeout. Looks like that will bring us to halftime. As time does expire in this one, your score at the half, the Denver Nightwings 17, London Knights 28. Nightwings will get the ball back at the start of the third quarter, so this one's still anyone's ball game. We'll take a short break. Don't go anywhere. So just like that, we are already back. Looks like an abbreviated halftime show for us today. So the London Knights have the ball teed up, ready to kick it away. I'm Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator, joined in the booth by Ramos Lynn and Charles Doherty on stats. Doing a great job keeping us up to date. Vega takes the ball at his own 10-yard line, runs straight up the middle. Vega with a punt return for a touchdown earlier today to get the game a little bit closer. Josh Miller on the first half went 5 of 11, only 80 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 picks. You know, Giacomo Jones not really having the type of outing he's used to. He's only got 2 receptions for 13 yards. The leading receiver for the Nightwings, Logan Keel, 61 yards, but that was on that one deep pass. See what they can do here in the second half as Miller comes out firing, gets it to Keel, give him his second reception, gain of 3, second down and 7.
That's something that Denver wants to do. They want to control this time of possession here in the third quarter and retake the momentum that they left in here in the second quarter. So they can just pick up and try to score again here to make it a 1-possession game.
2 backs in the backfield. Miller looking to throw, firing down to the right-hand side, complete. Checking it down to his fullback. Very short gain on that play, third down and 7.
Yeah, that was very well covered by London across the board on the deep end of the field. So now Denver with a 3rd and 7. They will probably try to go here with Low and Keel to pick up the first down.
Miller in the gun here on 3rd down. 3 receivers going out into the formation, going deep down the field, and that one is also picked off, his 4th on the day. Wow.
It seems that is London who at halftime had the speeches like, then in the first quarter we would win it like 21-0, then 28-0 by the beginning of the second. We can do this. We have their number, and they go ahead and make another interception, the 4th of the day for this London defense.
Yeah, and that's a good way to kill the momentum that Denver had building up, as you know, the defense is able to make yet another play. 4 interceptions on the day for Josh Miller. It's going to be absolutely devastating to him. Streeter takes a handoff, runs up the middle for a gain of 8, second down and 2.
And Registrar needs to be the workhorse here in the second half for the London Knights. They need to give the ball to him. Great job again by the guard pulling to the left side, and double teaming B.J. Armstrong to spring Registrar for a good 8-yard gain.
Second and 2 from the Denver 40-yard line. Streeter taking the handoff, running straight up the middle into the teeth of the defense. Gains 1 somehow. Third down and 1.
This is again do or die here for Denver. If they can push the line and get another tackle for a loss, or they can put some pressure on the QB. This is a throw. It's going to be huge for the Denver defense. And again, another power set for London is going to be strength against strength here.
London 4 of 8 so far on third downs today, and that one is also denied as they've now gone 4 of 9. Streeter tackled in the backfield for a loss. Great stop by the Denver defense, and Ramos, that's a huge job by them to have another Josh Miller interception, and instead of letting it ruin their comeback efforts, the defense holds and they'll get another shot now.
Yeah, most definitely. And again, that was Landon Mack with the tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and they will fair catch it at the 13-yard line.
Vega not letting that one bounce, although we've already seen earlier that it doesn't really matter where Denver starts with the ball. In fact, it seems like they thrive on being backed up to their own goal line.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it seems that they just give the ball to McChesney, and he gets a big run either for a score altogether or to set up a big throw by Josh Miller. So let's see if it happens this time around.
4 receivers set here on first down and 10. Miller under center, McChesney lined up behind him. Miller will throw it to McChesney, who was able to gain 2 before the London defense swarms around him. Slyn, Shady, and even Arthur combined for that tackle.
Yeah, they have to involve McChesney in different ways possible, not only running the ball, but throwing it out of the backfield. And, he needs to start to get going here in the third quarter.
McChesney takes that check down as well, getting a few more yards this time, 3rd down and 4. And do you think Miller might be a little gun shy now? He's done 2 check downs in a row. He's pass plays were called, but he's throwing it down to his safety valve.
Yeah, probably. I mean, after 4 interceptions, you kind of sometimes get a little gun shy. I don't know if that's the case. Let's see if here in third down. Let's see if that's the case.
Miller will throw again, firing down the field this time, and oh gosh, intercepted again. Dean Maddox now with a pick. The London defense just sharing it with all of their defensive backs today.
Yeah, Melinishin, now Maddox with that. And, this is perfect coverage again. They converge to the middle of the field. That's double covered. Jem Melinishin on the play. Maddox again on the play. And again, London has the ball in scoring position one more time.
Josh Miller, 9 of 15, now with 5 interceptions, trying to mount his comeback, but those picks are just absolutely devastating as this London defense is doing a fantastic job getting in the right spot, taking it away. Roby checks it down to Streeter, trucking through a defender and getting a gain of 3 before being tackled by half of the Nightwings defense.
Yeah, we take a look at Josh Miller's stats. 9 out of 16, 89 yards, a touchdown, 5 picks, and a quarterback rating of just about a little bit over 50 points. So not good for the Denver quarterback today.
Split backs in the backfield, 3 receivers set. Roby will throw. Quick pass over the middle into coverage. Splits the defenders like a pro. Gets a first down as Donnie Hands is able to bring that one in for his 3rd catch on the night.
Big first down again. Put the ball in the red zone. And, if London can score a touchdown here, now it's going to be that much more difficult for Denver to come back because they will have to score 3 times.
Roby throws it to a wide open receiver. The Denver defender tried to play Superman to swat that one down and missed. Pass was caught, stepped out of bounds though, brings up a 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, Rob Roby, approaches and actually surpasses the 200-yard mark here in the game. Has 3 touchdowns and just 1 pick. It's been a pretty good game today.
Yeah, very, very clean game for him. He does have that 1 interception, but otherwise, completing 87% of your passes is definitely a good way to win a ball game. Streeter taking the handoff this time, tackled for a loss of 1 on the play. Brings up a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, and as long as Denver can limit this to a field goal, it would just to be, again, 2-possession game still, which is pretty doable with more than a quarter to go.
Streeter takes the handoff, running up the middle, and the Denver defense holds again as they are able to tackle him down at the 10-yard line and brings up a 4th down and 2. And, Ramos, they will kick the field goal here. We did see a missed field goal earlier by Odell. So he's going to come on for about a 27-yarder this time. If he makes this one, though, at least it's still a 2-touchdown game. I mean, either way, the Night Wings still needed 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, definitely.
Good snap from the left hash. Kick is up, and it is through. Field goal's good. London extends their lead now 31-17 over the Denver Night Wings. And Miller's about to get the ball back again. What do you think as a quarterback is going through his mind here? Let's just take a look at these sponsors real quick. The SFL's brought to you in part by Movement Premium Watches, Sunglasses, and Accessories. Quip, perfect oral care delivered. ScoreStream, the official scoring updates app of the SFL. And Spigo, the sound choice. Vega brings it back to the 28-yard line. And what do you think is going through Miller's head right now?
Well, through Miller's head is just basically don't throw another interception. I mean, I think this is easier said than done. But it's just try to... I mean, if I have to dink and dunk all the way the field, I'm going to do it. If I have to rely on Jerry McChesney on screen passes, I have to do it. I cannot throw my 6th interception of the game and expect to win this game.
4-receiver set here on 1st down and 10. And Miller will throw. Fires a nice, safe out route to the right-hand side, but led Kinloa a little bit too much. Carried him out of bounds. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, that was a good call. Just the fact that they couldn't get it in bounds. I mean, that was just about like a 4-yard gain, which is not bad on 1st down, but couldn't make that in bounds. And now that makes it a 2nd and 10, and maybe they will have to throw the ball again.
2nd down and 10 for the Night Wings. McChesney finally getting his chance to carry the ball again, running along the left-hand side, gains 4. You see the comparison by the running backs. McChesney's average certainly a lot better than Streeter, but about the same amount of yards for each.
Correct, and 3rd and 6 now. This is another passing situation here for the Denver Night Wings. We have 3 wide receivers and a tight end.
McChesney takes a handoff there. Only gains 2. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 4, and Denver's offense stalls out on that drive, and they'll have to punt this one away.
Yeah, it seemed that they just yielded that possession. It was just, hey, I'm going to run up the gut, I'll throw another interception, and I'm going to rely on my defense to give us the ball back.
Punt his way, nearly blocked on that one. Malinishin back at his own 30, brings it up to the 35. The London offense will get another shot to put more points on the board and remain in control in this one.
Well, the 1st and 10 here at the ball at the 35-yard line, and London, what they have to do here is just take off the rest of this 3rd quarter clock. Just make it a 4-minute drive here, run the ball, throw it short, inbounds, so you control this time of possession.
Streeter running along the right-hand side. I think he broke 5 tackles for that gain of 1.
Yeah, but still not a terrible play. I mean, the clock keeps going. You give Reggie Streeter another carry. You try to warn out this Denver defense, so it's not a bad call. Right?
2nd and 8 from your Knights, 37 yards.
2nd down and 9 from their own 36-yard line. 3 minutes, 24 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Streeter taking another handoff. Looked like the same play as the last one. And he's really struggling to get yards on his carries this game.
Yep, and now we're at the 3rd and 8. I would not be surprised if they run the ball again here on 3rd down. Though it seems that they're going in a shotgun formation. Yeah, they are. I would not be surprised if they run the ball. It would not be a bad choice with the way how the defense is playing here in the 3rd quarter.
Roby will throw, fires over the middle, complete for a 1st down, getting just enough yards, hauled in by Maccaro for his 4th catch on the day.
Wow, what a play by Rob Roby. I mean, he has played a terrific game, as you were saying, almost 90 completion percentage, which is super hard to do, and has been super effective with just one interception. Has 3 touchdowns this game.
Roby averaging 70% completion on the season, so this is above average game for him. Pressure coming, and the Denver defense gets there, bringing up their first sack. Bailey Baca now with 6 on the season.
Yeah, about time he showed up. And it was just a matter of, since the first quarter he has been awful quiet, and now with his first sack of the day.
Baca with a sack last week as well. He's averaging about 1 per game, so right on cue. There he is. Going to need a little bit more out of him, as that gives London a second and a very long 17. Roby will pass out route to the left-hand side, complete to Donnie Hands, but he steps out of bounds. I thought he might have gotten some big yards there.
I actually thought he was in bounds. He pulled up a nasty spin move, but the refs marked him out of bounds.
So 3rd and a long 12. Clock still rolling. 5 receivers set. Roby 22-25 on the day. High snap. He brings it down. Stepping up into the pocket. Baca misses the sack. Roby running. Baca trying to get him again. Throwing off the other side of the field and nearly intercepted. Wow, there's like 18 things that happened on that one play. All for an incompletion.
That might be a top 10 play of just how fun that was. I mean, it was. it goes in the record books as one incompletion for Roby, but that was just fun. It could have been a sack. It could have been.
You had a little of everything on that one.
Fumble. It could have been an interception.
An amazing completion, throwing back across the field. No, nothing.
A touchdown.
Just an incompletion there. Nothing to see here. Kick taken back to the 22-yard line, and somehow, some way, we're not sure what just happened, but the Denver defense was able to get off the field. So however they managed it, it worked. 1st down and 10 as we get a look at Giacomo Jones making his first return to London since his rookie season, where he was a member of this London Knights squad. McChesney takes a handoff, running up the middle, nowhere to go, only gains 2 on that one. 2nd down and 8.
When the 2nd down and 8 here is just a 2-yard gain. Still have a lot of time, and this is not a terrible call or not a terrible play, but you need to start getting those big plays that got you to the end zone the previous times. Now the big throw to Logan Keel, the big runs by McChesney, you have to start making those plays.
Well, let's see a big one here. Miller firing down the field, and there you go. There's a big play as he finally connects with Kinloa. Only his 2nd catch on the day. He only had 3 yards, now with a whole lot more.
Yeah, that's a great play by Josh Miller. That's a great throw and a great catch by Kinloa, who has struggled in this game, but he gets free on that and puts the ball in opposing territory in a 1st down.
So 1st and 10 from just about midfield, 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. It'd be great for Denver to get a touchdown in this drive. London's defense looking to prevent that from happening. Miller out route complete to Kinloa, gains 3 more, 2nd down and 7.
Did get out of bounds, so that will stop the clock momentarily, which is good. I mean, for Denver, that will give him 1 more play before the 3rd quarter is over. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
Offset I formation here on 2nd down and 7. Miller under center. Miller will throw. Checks it down to McChesney in the backfield. Has room to run. Able to gain about 4 before being wrapped up and tackled. That will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Score looks a little deceiving. 17 for Denver, 31 for London. Denver on a march here, and they just need to pound it into the end zone a couple more times. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. I I am Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator, joined in the booth today by Ramos Lynn. Very interesting game here so far. It looked like it was going to be all London, and it was an absolute blowout way early in the first quarter. But here we are, just a 2-score game. Oh, that pass was totally incomplete. What happened there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the backup tight end just lost sight of the ball. But just a very unfortunate play. That was a first down, and he just couldn't make it.
I think he didn't get turned around in time. Lily Long on to punt for the Nightwings. And would you have tried to go for it here? I mean, it's a long two. That's really close to, well, it says 4th and 3, so.
Yeah, no, I actually punt. Yeah, I actually punt. I mean, you're still a 2-score game with 11 minutes, so.
That one rolls into the end zone for the touchback. And yeah, I agree. You have all your timeouts. You have the entire 4th quarter. Your defense has been doing a decent job now. I mean, it was 28-0 about midway through the second, but since then they've held them to only 3. So full quarter, about a quarter and a half now, they've held London to 3 points. So defense has woken up. Maybe a little jet lag from flying all the way across the ocean. Three receivers in the formation. Roby to throw, pressure coming all around him, and dropped. Oh, just dropped. There's nothing else to say about it. Fuller Bacchus, the fullback, not usually used in the passing game.
Yeah, completely wide open. I mean, it's not like he got hit as he was trying to catch the ball. It was just completely out of his hands, and that's unacceptable. That was at least about a 20-yard gain.
Three receiver set, split backs in the backfield. Roby to throw, checks it down right at the line of scrimmage. Gains 5 on the play, brings up a 3rd down and 5.
Makes it about a 3rd and 5. You could do different things, but as you say, kind of no man's land. I mean, this is not a running down, but it's not even a passing down. It's just kind of, maybe you throw a slant route, maybe you throw a quick in, quick out. Stuff like that, trying to get the 1st down.
Roby under center, but 5 wide on this one. All sorts of targets. Roby fires it directly to the Denver defender. Nicholas Warner again with another interception, but there was a flag on the play. Simeondi's Laundry on the field. Oh, and they're calling pass interference on Mike Sawchuk. The Knights accept, and it negates the interception. Oh.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why he threw the ball directly to the defender, because he got interfered on the play, and that's why Roby couldn't connect with his target. So, good call by the Zebras, and 1st down here for them for London. Sorry.
1st down and 10 after they totally get saved there. Nice completion to Donnie Hansen, another 1st down. MeUndies are the world's most comfortable underwear. Visit MeUndies.com/simulationFL for 15% off your purchase, which will help support the SFL through our partnership. You can give the gift of comfort with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, free shipping and returns, signature soft and stretchy MeUndies. And London just totally avoided what could have been a big play for Denver. But like you said, I think he was that easily able to get that interception because of the pass interference. So good play, good call. 2nd down and 12 now after a loss of 2 on that one.
It's a 2nd and 12, and they're going quickly into an empty set, which means obviously throw. And this Denver secondary is very good at intercepting the ball. So let's see.
Warner looking to pick it off again, can't do it. Man, he was right there after that tipped play. Mike Sawchuk in on the coverage, brings up a 3rd and 12.
That was awful close right there. On 2nd and 12, I'm surprised they tried to throw instead of running the ball to make it more manageable 3rd. And now for sure it's a throwing down. They will go not empty set this time, but 4 wide receivers.
You know, Reggie Streeter only averaging 2.4 per carry on this game. He's been getting stuffed a lot, so maybe they thought they needed to throw to at least get half of it. Got nothing on that one. Roby going deep over the middle, and they have it all on that one. Donnie Hands with a big reception all the way down to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, it's been an outstanding game here for Rob Roby. Now 26 of 32 here in this ball game. It's been big throws, you know, just checking it down. It's been big throws up the middle of the field. And again, you know, he's played a really clean game. And the incompletions, you know, we saw a pass dropped by his fullback, so it's been not his fault.
Roby with another pass completion to Maccaro. Now his 26th completion on the day for Roby. He's doing absolutely fantastic getting it done in this one.
Yeah, he has right now an 82 completion percentage in this game. Now he's 27 out of 33 for the day. Now puts the ball in the red zone.
First down and 10, and at this stage in the game, any other score by the Knights could be devastating for Denver. So they check it down to Streeter, gains all kinds of yards, 9 in fact, all the way up to the 8-yard line. Second down and 1.
Yeah, I will not be surprised here to see London pull out their star running back to put the backup and save Reggie Streeter for a potential goal line situation here. They keep him on the field, I think, in this time. So maybe another run.
Ball is handed off to Streeter, gets the first down all the way up to the 5-yard line. So first and goal from the 5, 7 minutes to go here and the clock rolling. It's now or
as
never.
you can see, Reggie Streeter looks a little bit tired here. He was not with that type of speed on that play.
Full house type formation here on this one. James Hands at the bottom of your screen. Roby will throw to Streeter 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he's wrapped up for a big loss. Second down and goal now from the 8.
Yeah, and again, you know, that's not the play you want to do. I mean, this time I know that the field shrinks, but you have to go forward at all times. And, you know, in a second and goal, they're still going this full house set, as you call it, and their running back is tired, so it's not a really good set to be in.
Streeter takes the handoff, runs straight into the defensive line and goes nowhere. Now third and goal from the 8, and I think we'll have to see Roby come back and try to throw this one. Third down and goal. Less than 6 minutes to go now in the ball game. And with the pass forthcoming, you know the secondary is looking to try to end this drive with a pick. Wide open at the top of the screen is James Hands. He does go out of bounds, but all the way down at the 2, and the field goal unit is coming onto the field for what should be a chip shot field goal.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, we've seen him already miss a field goal. I don't want to jinx it, but you know, you never know. You never know. Not field goal is for certain here in the SFL.
Don't count those points yet, Ramos says.
Yeah, not yet.
From the left hash, this one will be a 19-yard try. Not much more than an extra point as it is up and through, extending the lead now by 17 to 34-17. Knights over the Night Wings. Now a 3-score ball game with 5 minutes, 22 seconds to go. What can Denver do, Ramos, to get back in this one at this point?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Obviously, you have to now rely entirely on Josh Miller's arm. And so far, you know, he's 12 out of 21, 123 yards for a touchdown and the 5 picks. So it doesn't look promising, but, you know, you need to have big plays with Kaloha, first of all. He needs to get open in the middle of the field like he did in the previous drive. And we have not heard from Logan Keel in quite a minute, so he needs to be involved here in this drive.
Yeah, Keel with only 2 receptions on the day. You know, his stat line a little deceiving with 63 yards and a touchdown, but he had a 61-yard long. So his other reception was only good for 2 yards, and that's been it for him. Miller, 12 of 21 so far as he fires an out route to the left-hand side, complete. That one hauled in by one of the backup receivers. Brings up a 2nd down and 4 from the 35.
2nd and 4 here. The ball at the 35 with just 5 minutes left. And if Denver wants to win this game, they need to throw more than checkdowns here. I mean, here in 1st down is okay, but they really need to get the big chunk plays going here. I would not be surprised if they throw another post route here to Kinloha.
Ball is handed off to McChesney, and I loved watching Jared McChesney run with the ball, but I don't think now is the time for that. Miller
Definitely.
back to throw. There's a big play down the middle, but that one's also once again picked off by Jeff Malinishin with 2 picks on the day, and that probably is going to seal the fate for the currently undefeated Denver Nightwings.
Yes, with 6 interceptions, it's just so hard to win, especially when you have a London offense that has played so well in this game as well. Scoring 28 points in the first about 12 minutes of the ball game and just controlling the time of possession since. Now they will just sit on the ball, run as much as they can, and force them to call their timeout.
Probably will see a heavy dose of Reggie Streeter from this point on. See if he can get something going on the ground. 67 yards on 28 carries. On carry number 29, he gets some running room and some blockers out in front of him. 1st down up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great play right there by Reggie Streeter. Going to the outside and staying patient with his blocks. Number 48 and 51. 51, that's the guard. He's played a terrific game, pulling left and right, leading the way for Reggie Streeter to get some good yards. Who, by the way, right now has 78 yards in the match.
London running as much time off the clock as possible as this one ticks down to about 4 minutes to go. Streeter takes another handoff, another devastating run, gain of 9 down at the Denver 31, and they are almost in scoring position again.
Yes, I will say that they are technically in field goal range. It's not a guarantee, but I will say if they keep running the ball here with Reggie Streeter, they will be where they want to be, and they will take another W in the season.
2nd down and 1 for the Knights. Streeter lined up behind 2 blockers. Roby hands it off to Streeter. Takes advantage of those blockers, gains another London 1st down to the 25-yard line. 3 minutes, 17 seconds to go here in the ball game. And I think it might be safe to say, Ramos, at this point that Denver is no longer going to be undefeated.
Yep, it doesn't look like it. And London, kudos to London. Again, as you were saying, they got defeated in a heartbreaking loss earlier in the season to the hands of Denver in overtime, and they were seeking revenge since. And now they were able to get it with a 34-17 big-time win at home. So far.
Yeah. London 3-4 on the season right now. It looks like they will be advancing to 4-4. And definitely a team to watch here as the rest of the season plays out. I mean, anytime you see a team with a losing record, sometimes it's hard to look at them and say, well, these guys could still be contenders. But, once they win this ball game, they're going to go to 500 on the season with that 4-4 record. And if you look at their games so far this season, they've been averaging over 30 points a game, and a lot of them. I mean, they scored 38 against Denver. Back in week 2, they've got over 30 again. They scored 34 points, ironically, same as they have right now. 34 points against Oklahoma City on the road last week. So, when you have an offense that can put up that kind of points, they're definitely one to keep an eye on as we hit the Quip 2-minute warning. Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with timed vibrations. Brush head refills for $5, refilled every 3 months. Covered for life with free shipping for life. Use the link at the bottom of the screen, and your purchase will help support the SFL through our partnership. Quip, more wholesome clean. That ball is handed off to, I believe that was Peter Hunn, the backup halfback. I think the backups are in for this one.
Yeah, they are. With a 17-point lead, it's just you rest your starters, you put the backups in to get some reps, and either way, it's going to be here a fourth down, so another field goal attempt upcoming. And with 155, London should be able to potentially get a 20-point lead and just do a one last defensive stand.
Nate Odell on for a 40-yard field goal try. Missed earlier. Low snap. That one is away. Straight down the middle of the field into the uprights, and they do take that 20-point lead with less than 2 minutes to go. And I think when Denver gets the ball back, if it was me, I would just say, all right, let's hand it off to McChesney and let him just run this one out. You've already got enough interceptions on Miller's stat line. I don't think you want to risk totally destroying it just for some pointless heaves down the field.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you want to fight till the end and everything, but you have to be at one point where it's like 20 points here in a minute and 40 something. Still technically possible, but with 6 interceptions going London side, I think it's more possible for Joshua to get intercepted for the 7th time in this game.
Another great kick return by Steven Vega. You don't usually see these sorts of kick and punt returns out of one of the backup receivers, but somebody might want to consider paying that man because, wow, there's a silver lining on this this day. Steven Vega, he's done some good things on special teams. Miller in the gun. No McChesney to be seen, so looks like they will take to the skies. They throw it to Avery Ha, another one of the backup receivers. 5 receivers set. Miller throwing it over the middle to Giacomo Jones, trying to get him some stats here in London in his return to where he played his rookie season. Miller firing deep down the field, and that one incomplete. Jump ball in double coverage.
And you have to take the positives here as a Denver squad. They were able to score 17 points in a row. They were able to get Jerry McChesney going a little bit. Their special teams really look good, with Vega punt return for a score. Jackman as good as ever. There's positives, and Denver's still one of the best teams here in the SFL. I will say they're still the best team in the SFL. They just get a bad name.
That pass caught deep down the field by Logan Keel against some of the backup defenders, so padding the stats a little bit here in what's ultimately going to be garbage time. Actually, that is even Arthur in coverage. I thought they had the backups in on defense too, but still some of the starters, it looks like, out there. So they want to make sure they don't have any sort of big blowout here at the end.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you want to fight till the end. Let's see if Denver can get over 20 points here.
Miller firing deep down the field, and that one is caught by Kinloa for a late Denver touchdown.
Yeah, this is basically what you wanted at your 4th overall pick. You put the ball in his radius and he can make the catch anywhere. Look at the big dude, jumps, makes the catch, and it's no match for the backup safety who's way smaller than him.
So Denver able to save face a little bit as they put 6 more on the board. Jackman on for the extra point try here to knot this one to 37-24. Minute 9 to go. And we will see an onside kick after this. Extra point is up and through. 37-24 here in London. 1 timeout left for the Night Wings. If they are not successful in getting this onside kick, it will all but certainly decide the fate of this ball game.
Yeah, they obviously need to recover this onside, score again, and recover another onside and score.
Yeah, not
so
likely.
They cannot recover this one. Yeah,
not likely, but we'll see. It all gets started here as that one is easily fielded by the Knights, and that one will probably wrap things up here as Denver will burn 1 more timeout and then a couple of kneel downs, and we'll be all done here in London.
Yeah, that's a great game by London here. I mean, 37 points against the best team in the league. and they got off to a 28-0 lead in the first half, and they just played outstanding football from whistle to whistle. And kudos to them for getting to 4-4, and their playoff hopes still very much alive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that was what they needed. Like I said in the intro, I think London probably felt that they should have been able to come away with the victory in Denver back in week 2 when these two teams met. They were down, they mounted a comeback and were able to tie it up, and only to end up, to be able to come back like that, tie it, and then not be able to get the victory had to be really heartbreaking for them. So I'm sure they've had this game circled on their calendar ever since, as they were anticipating this rematch with who they didn't know at the time would still be the undefeated Denver Nightwings. Denver is going to fall to 7-1 on the season.
I completely agree. Denver is still, 7-1. They will be in the playoffs, and they will be still a force to be reckoned with for the rest of the season. Teams cannot sleep on them. It was a bad night for them, and they will just fix whatever issues they see on tape, and it will still be a very good team with great offense, very good defense, and outstanding special teams.
One final kneel down is all we needed, as the coaches are on their way onto the field. Final score in this one is going to be Denver Nightwings 24, London Knights 37. For Denver, they will now fall to 7-1 on the season. No more undefeated teams here in Season 12 of the SFL. Denver will head to New Orleans next week to take on the Pharaohs. For the Knights, they improved their record to 4-4 and will remain at home. I believe this is the first of a 4-game homestand for them, as they are now going to host the Tulsa Desperados next week as we take a look at those final stats. And Ramos, the big thing that jumps out to me is that time of possession and the turnovers.
Most definitely. It's just 6 interceptions. Really spelled doom here for the Denver Nightwings, who never was able to control or have momentum throwing the ball here in this game. It just seemed that London had every route read all the way, just like that one, picked up by Maddox. And, London with an outstanding game plan on offense and on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to say probably on defense even more. Slyn Shady with an interception. Dean Maddox with an interception. Even Arthur, 2 interceptions. Jeff Malinishin, 2 interceptions. For the entire secondary, basically, to be getting involved there. Ironically, Nathan Blake, no interceptions. What happened, interception leader? I thought you were the one that was picking off all these balls. It was everybody else today. But the defense did an overall fantastic job at getting their offense the ball back, and that was the story of that time of possession. Is every time Denver got on the field, the Knights defense just went and plucked it out of the sky and gave it back to their offense. So coming up next, Fan Night Game of the Week gets underway in Tallahassee as the Pride host the Baltimore Vultures. Kickoff will be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central on Twitch TV. Tomorrow night, we have a great slate of games. We have 4 games on deck tomorrow night. Atlanta will head to New Orleans. Las Vegas will head to Carolina. Oklahoma City visits the Windy City of Chicago, and St. Louis will head to Indianapolis. So all sorts of good ones there. Let's take a look at some of these final plays in this one. Kinloa with his 1 touchdown, and I'd like to see them get Kinloa a little bit more involved in their offense to finish up the stretch here. Take a look at your extraordinary Everest player of the game, none other than Rob Roby. Look at that performance, 30 of 36, 288 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Ramos, anytime you see that triple-digit quarterback rating, you know it was a great game.
Yeah, 30 passes complete out of the 36. That's a very, very good completion percentage, very good yardage, and he just threw 1 interception, so he was pretty much clean for the entire game.
This has been a presentation of the SFL Network presented by APM Music. For Ramos Lynn and Charles Doherty, I am Mike Dagg saying thank you for joining us, everybody, and have a great night.
Thank you.